All right, so I already talked about some of this on my live yesterday, but I'm going to address it again today because this morning, Alexander Volkanovski on his YouTube channel just came out and talked about this, going over his loss to Islam, recapping the whole fight, and talking about his plans going forward, and he still wants to be kept busy. Now, in the video, he said he's still in a good mental space, or he is in a good mental space. He does have a sports coach, a mental coach, to help him and stuff. He says his mind is in the right place, and he wants to fight in January. He wants to be kept busy, and basically he said, in quote, "I don't need a break. I think January still looks great to me. Ilia Topuria is obviously a very exciting fight, and I can shift all of my attention to that. You're going to see a better version of myself in January, I promise you that," end quote. No accents today. Sorry, guys. I usually always read in accents, but today I don't feel like doing one. But my take on this, man, my problem with Alexander Volkanovski, doing a quick turnaround is not just because he got knocked out and he's fighting, a knockout artist like Ilia Topuria. I mean, that's part of the issue. But sometimes I feel like being overactive can kind of burn you out a little bit. I mean, look what's going on with Jessica Andrade. She's fighting every 3 months, and by the end of the year, she'll have had 5 fights. And she's soon to be like 1-4 this year. So, and I guarantee her activity is why she's losing all these fights and not doing that well, because she's not taking time to sharpen her tools and work on her skills and better herself. Similar issue to Israel Adesanya. He's been way too active. And sometimes being active can be good for you, but sometimes too much activity can be not so good for you. You know what I mean? And with Volkanovski, coming off this loss, I would like for him to just take more time, simply because, okay, he will have more time to sharpen up his game a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like if he just bounces back right away into a training camp for January, he's not going to have much time to really improve much. And I have a sneaking suspicion that Ilia already has Volkanovski figured out. He knows what to do with him. He's so ready and prepared. He's been prepared since day one, since he got to the UFC. So I think Volkanovski's not going to come back the best version of himself at 35, coming off a knockout loss. I feel like what he does in January is going to be predictable for Ilia, and it's going to help Ilia Topuria. It's going to help Ilia Topuria. Because what is Volkanovski going to do that Ilia hasn't seen before, what he hasn't prepared for before? And how do you expect him to be a better version? How do you expect to be the best version of yourself on a quick turnaround coming off a brutal loss like that? How are you going to be the best Volkanovski we've ever seen? We're going to see the best Volkanovski if he just takes downtime right now with his family, enjoys Christmas, then starts training again in January and preps to return like in the spring. If he does that, and takes time to just make some slight adjustments to his game, I guarantee his odds of beating Ilia Topuria are going to be that much greater. But if this fight happens in January, I got El Matador all the way. I mean, Volk's saying that he's got a good team around him, but his team is supporting his poor decision-making in wanting to do a quick turnaround. Where the heck is Eugene Behrman? Where is Volk's manager? What about Adesanya? Why are these guys encouraging him to be this active? Why are they encouraging him to do this quick turnaround? Why can't they tell him that, you know what, Volk, we know you're tough, we know you're badass, we know you're hungry, but chill, take a step back a little bit. You need a break. Because right now it just seems like he has yes men in his corner telling him what he wants to hear, and telling him all the wrong things. He needs someone to tell him that his decision-making right now isn't very wise. We're not going to see the best version of Alexander Volkanovski, but I tell you what, we are going to see the best version of Ilia Topuria. This is his moment, and Ilia has the advantage of not having fought since June. You know what I mean? He hasn't fought since last summer. He's had a lot of time to, extra time to prepare for this title fight for Volkanovski, to make slight improvements in his game where Volk does not have that time. And also, physically he ain't going to be ready, and he's not going to be ready to take a big shot from Topuria because we know Ilya's going to land. And if he does land, when he lands, it's going to be devastating. And I don't think Volk's going to be able to take a shot from Ilya and recover once he gets hurt. And Ilya might get him out of there inside a round or two. And we're going to be seeing a new champion. But hey, I mean, if Volkanovski can do this on a quick turnaround and you know, remind the world how good he is. If he, I mean, honestly, I'm not going to be shocked, and it's Volkanovski. He can do anything, but even if it's Volkanovski and he's great, we got to be realistic. And at the end of the day, Alexander Volkanovski is human. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you support Alexander Volkanovski's decision? Do you think he should take a step back? Like and subscribe, and peace out.